party people? Here's some more wedding tips for you, and this is for your officiant. Now, obviously, this is not for professional officiants. You know what you're doing. If you want a list of the best professionals, hit me up. I got you. But a lot of times you're using a family member, a friend, some dude named Steve that you just met at the bar last week, who says he's ordained. I mean, my friends let me be a wedding officiant once. I didn't study for that. And that's a big deal. So I want you to send this to your friends, family, or that guy, Steve, so they can know what to do at your wedding so they can look like a pro. Because there's a lot that can go wrong. So we need to dive into this. The number one thing I need to get off my chest: tell your guests to sit their asses down. And this happens at every wedding with an amateur. Please ask the guests to sit down. The guests are all gonna rise for the bride. That's what you do. Everyone in the ceremony stands for the bride. You do the whole hand thing. So everyone's gonna be standing. When it becomes a disaster is when you don't tell the guests to sit down, because guests are gonna stand the whole time. They're literally waiting for the next instruction. You're the director of the show, so you have to tell the guests literally what to do. A couple of the weddings that I've been at this past year, you've had a lot of old folks who have been standing up way longer than they've stood in years. And they feel bad because they don't want to be the ones that sit down. It's all about decorum and how people are perceived. It's this weird unspoken game of musical chairs where they don't know, what do we do next? Do we sit down? Do we stand? Is it prayers next? They haven't told us what to do. And like, you can watch people and like everyone's looking around. You can't see the short people because they can't see anything. Tell your officiant to write it into their script. Please sit down. It is way more important than you'd ever think. That's one of those little details that can make or break your wedding ceremony. Ask them to silence their cell phones and ask them to sit down, because I want grandma's knees to be good for the dance floor later. Here's another one for our amateur officiants that has to do with the DJ. We're gonna give you a microphone, and we usually give what are called lavalier microphones. They're the ones that go on your clothing. Try to wear something where a microphone can go very easily, like a jacket. If you're wearing a dress, make sure there's some kind of strap. Make sure there isn't, I don't know, like too much skin where it becomes awkward, where I feel like I'm going to second base with you, just trying to get a microphone on. The other thing is, when you get that microphone attached to you, do not go too far from the DJ. Microphones work within line of sight, and if you want to give us the most anxiety ever, then go ahead and run off down the street. Because when you come back down the aisle, we're not sure if that thing is gonna reconnect to our system. We're praying, because disconnections are the things that give us the most anxiety at these weddings. Once you get that microphone strapped on, try to stay within line of sight. So that means use the bathroom before, get all your notes before, try to stay within an area where the microphone won't disconnect. Even though you have a microphone on, you still have to be very clear and concise. Please project and use performance tone of voice. Go for the laughs. Those are always the best at ceremonies. Get out of the way of the picture. When they announce you may now kiss the bride, scoot your boot out of the way. And then when the bride and groom have all gone down the aisle, their family members have followed them through the recessional, then I think the officiant should be inviting guests to the cocktail hour. Friends and family, thank you so much for being with us today. We'd now like to invite you all to the cocktail hour. It's so easy to do while the microphone is still hot. And that's just my opinions on the officiants. If you're a wedding planner or if you're an officiant, let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe I'm way off, but really the most important thing, ask the guests to sit their asses down.